Friday, September 19th. The army, commanded by General Walter von Reichenau, conquers the city of Kiev after facing fierce resistance from more than 1 million Russian soldiers. The losses of the Soviet army, including those killed, wounded, or captured, sum up to around 700,000 men, as well as 410 tanks, 28,400 artillery pieces, and 343 aircraft. On the other hand, the Germans have suffered 100,000 casualties. After 40 days of bloody fighting, Western Ukraine has been subjected by the Germans. Von Reichenau encourages his troops to murder Jews. In northern Russia, the city of Leningrad undergoes a heavy bombardment. Meanwhile, the troops of the 20th German Mountain Brigade, led by General Edward Dietel, withdraw after being repelled by the Red Army. They attempt, through Operation Silver Fox, to advance to the port of Murmansk, but the action ends up being a complete failure, where 2,200 soldiers of the Reich lose their lives. At the port of Aberdeen, Scotland, the first tank units of the American M4 model arrive, better known as Sherman. In Yugoslavia, the first meetings take place between the major leaders of the resistance, Josip Broz Tito and Draza Mihailovic. Both discuss strategies to fight the Germans. The political discrepancies that divide the two groups will soon lead to infighting between both of them. In Gibraltar, in southern Spain, an Italian assault group that has been transported by the submarine Scirsa manages to sink several merchant ships anchored in the port. Saturday, September 20th. Ferocious combats take place in the city of Kiev. Moscow and Odessa are bombed by the German aviation. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill delivers Stalin the German messages regarding the Russian front, intercepted by the secret services, which detail the situation and movement of their armies. Vyacheslav Molotov, Commissar of the People of Foreign Relations, is selected by Stalin to head the Soviet delegation that will attend the Conference on Armaments with British and American representatives. British bombers attack the port of Stettin, Poland, in the Baltic. In Paris, a new attack against German soldiers takes place. In retaliation, 12 French citizens are shot. In the Mediterranean, a British convoy sailing towards Gibraltar is torpedoed by German submarines, sinking 5 ships. In the Middle East, in Syria, the head of state, Sheikh Tajuddin, is named President of the Independent Republic of Syria. In the Far East, the Japanese army has destroyed more than 4,000 airplanes from the Chinese forces of Chiang Kai-shek. Sunday, September 21st. In northern Russia, on the Leningrad front, the Red Army uses the first units of Katyushka rocket launchers, nicknamed by the Germans Stalin's organ. The German aviation continues to attack the Soviet fleet in the Baltic Sea. In the south, the troops of the Reich get near the Sea of Azov. The Crimean Peninsula is cut off. In the United Kingdom, bomber de Havilland DH-98 Mosquito carries out a reconnaissance mission, which becomes its first sortie. Known among airmen as Mossy or the Wooden Wonder, it has been designed to be a fast bomber without any defective weaponry. With time, it will undergo different adaptations. Eventually, 7,781 units will be produced. In the French skies, a group of shocked Polish pilots from the RAF are forced to fight at high altitudes against the new German fighter plane, the Focke-Wulf 190A. Nicknamed Verger, this Luftwaffe single-seater substitutes the Messerschmitt Bf 190 and has proved to be amply superior to the first RAF Spitfire. The Germans will manufacture more than 20,000 of them. In the Battle of the Atlantic, the German submarines attack in a wolf pack formation, a convoy sailing from Great Britain to Sierra Leone. They managed to sink 9 vessels. Monday, September 22nd. South of the Soviet Union, in the Battle of Kiev, the armies of Marshal von Reichenau and the tank units of Generals von Kleist and Guderian have succeeded in annihilating several enemy contingents and continue their operations against the Red Army troops trying to withdraw. General Simeon Budyonny is dismissed by Stalin. The successive defeats in the Battle of Uman and Kiev, regarded to be some of the biggest failures in military history, has cost the Soviet Army 1.5 million men. Among those killed, wounded, disappeared, or taken prisoner. In the north, after the landing, the German troops take Arsenburg, the main town of Orsel Island, Saaremaa, in Estonia. Reinhard Heydrich, the Falcon, or the man with the heart of steel, as Hitler calls him, is named Deputy Reich Protector in Bohemia and Moravia. He will soon undertake in both regions cruel, repressive policies. From the naval base of Scapa Flow in the Orkney Islands, Scotland, United Kingdom, the Anglo-American military mission sets off to Russia on cruiser London, which sets sail towards the port of Archangelsk, from where they will fly to Moscow. King George of Greece arrives at London to reside there in exile. Tuesday, September 23rd. Joseph Goebbels, propaganda minister, visits Hitler in his headquarters of Rostenburg, Poland. After the victory at Kiev, the Führer is overjoyed. We will chase the Bolsheviks to Kharkov. Then come Stalingrad, River Don, and the Volga. In the north, street to street, we will destroy Leningrad, the hotbed of Bolshevism, he tells him. Goebbels avows that he has been informed that some generals do not trust his capacity as a military strategist. They are academy careerists, says Hitler, once again showing his despise of professional officers. For their part, the volunteers of the Spanish Blue Division have seen action in the Battle of Kiev, along with Italian and Romanian troops. The forces of the 11th Army of General Erich von Manstein are in a position of inferiority and are incapable of taking over the Crimean Peninsula and Rostov at the same time. So Manstein decides to focus first on Crimea. However, to reach the peninsula, he has to cross a Perekop Isthmus full of 15-meter pits known as the Tombs of the Tartars. The Soviet forces, prepare to fight in the Sea of Azov. Wednesday, September 24th. After 4 days of relentless attacks on the Luftwaffe against the Soviet fleet in the Baltic Sea, battleships Marat and Oktyabrskaya Revoluция and 2 cruisers are sunk. The forces of Army Group South are now 50 kilometers away from Kharkov. Meanwhile, the tanks of General Manstein start their march towards Crimea, crossing the steppes and exposing themselves to a tank battle. In Yugoslavia, Tito's partisans occupy the city of Uzice, where an arms factory is found, and declare the Republic of Uzice. In London, the National Council of the French Resistance, headed by General Charles de Gaulle, is created. 15 countries join the Atlantic Charter, produced by Churchill and Roosevelt during their conference in Placentia Bay between the 9th and the 12th of August. Nagai Kita, Japanese consul in Hawaii, is ordered to divide the base of Pearl Harbor into 5 sectors and to send Japan a report listing the exact number of warships anchored in each of those sectors. The American intelligence services intercept the orders but disregard them. In the war at sea, the first U-boot enters the Mediterranean. Operation Halberd begins as the Allies attempt to bring soldiers and supplies to the island of Malta.